Okay, and it looks like we're live. Let's see, just waiting a minute. Okay, do it live. Fuck it. Okay, so, but first, I'm so ashamed of myself. I can't sculpt Peterson without listening to Meaning Wave. Jesus, what's wrong with me? So, okay. So, yeah, as per usual, actually, first, I'll say a few words about Dr. Peterson. It seems that he's back in the intellectual space a little bit. You know, he's been on some podcasts here and there, and it was really. I was doing some reading and some research on Jung when I actually came across one of his videos, one of his early lectures, and then this whole, he really blew up around late 2016. I was a freshman in college, and it was really interesting to see a lot of his takes on all the stuff that was going on, and he was like one of the voices that was pretty balanced and was able to see things accurately without, trying to have some angle. I mean, I guess everybody does, but and I saw him around my sophomore year of college in Boston when he was doing those tours, back when you could actually see somebody live with other people around. But yeah, he's definitely one of those figures that has really shaped my thinking and motivated me to, um, be really focused. And it's not about, it's easy to just use our point of view as kind of a crutch to make sense of reality, but it can really go beyond that. You can have what you want, um, but you have to be willing to pay the price for it and put what it needs to be put in. So yeah, and I hope he's better. It's kind of a lot of crazy stuff has happened since he was gone, but I'm glad that his health is getting better. I hope he has a great rest of his recovery as well. Okay, so yeah, so as per usual, with the base mesh, uh, I just took, this was something that, there's one from Blender, that Bunsop, that's like polygonal, and it's more like basic, and I recommend something more basic because you want to get some, and we'll make adjustments along the way, and I'll probably make adjustments to mine to get a more of a outline. But yeah, I recommend starting with a base mesh because you just want to get the proportions right, and then when you get when the proportions are settled, you can make the rest of it easier. So that way you're not making spending a bunch of time making basic adjustments. So having a base mesh can be time consuming. I mean, it can save time and improve the quality of your work. But so fuck. So I kind of hit a point with my sculpting where it felt like everything was kind of getting a little bit samey. Like all the sculpts would look the same. So with this one, and this should be something of our final result. Probably, and I would hope even actually maybe this, or yeah, probably around there. I mean, maybe I was gonna say surpassing it, but expectations. But with this one, I just really like went in, slowed down, and just get Like, so for today, we're probably, I mean, this might even be a two-part thing. Like today, the goal is to just go in, slow down, and just look at the features. Just look at the features, look at the shapes, and let me look at this for a reference. Okay, so I'll probably get it a little bit lower. Yeah, he had an interview with Akira Dawn halfway through, which was interesting. They were able to talk about music. Very serious. But yeah, he's kind of he's a misunderstood guy in some ways. But I don't know. It's just how it is. Like God, like I saw this. I was like a sophomore in college. I saw this article about him from the New York Times. It was just such a fucking piece of shit. It was just such an abysmal piece. Yeah, just seeing if there's any questions. Yeah, feel free if you have a question or like a suggestion about sculpting or anything really that's related to the sculpt. Or what Peterson, has meant to you. Definitely feel free to share your thoughts in the chat box. Let's see. Yeah, it's good to have multiple angles. Yeah, I think I used this one quite a bit for the I don't know why, I think I always like going with the brows first. Can kind of be hard with the to see like the bone. See, you can see the bone structure more clearly on the side view than with the brows. Let's see. Probably, yeah. I'm gonna do the nose next. Maybe I should do some of the kind of general kind of features of the face. Oh, fuck you. So, definitely he sounds Canadian. So this is the question, is how many Peterson isms do I have memorized? Let's see. I know he has one about lobsters. Telling the truth, although that one's kind of a cheat because it says so in the song I was just listening to. Oh, just gotta get the perfect position right to be comfortable. Dude, it's been a while since I've done one of these live. I think this is the first one of the year, which shows how much I've been procrastinating doing this. But I've been giving my more traditional kind of content, the montages, of course, and the commentaries. That's a new, I think as of, I want to say like May or June. I think it might be May is when I did the commentary for Perennial. And like every time I've done something, I mean, like 3D is just so time consuming. It's just like kind of ridiculous. So the montages and the commentaries are more, they can be put out every week. Just take a excerpt from a book, make a montage of it, or a lecture. And the commentaries are just books that it kind of forces me to read anyways. I wonder if I should do one on I don't know if I would do a commentary completely on 12 Rules for Life, but I think on a broader subject I would definitely include it as a perspective. But yeah, I don't really want to talk about future videos too much because sometimes you get sidetracked. So how many Petersonisms? So lobsters sitting, clean up your room. That's a classic. Clean up your room, bucko. Which of course people memed into clean your penis, which, I mean, you should do that too, but it's kind of part of the process. Just want to see if kind of in a general sense bucko. Yep, that's a Petersonism. It's bucko. I think I'm gonna have it like that. Because it's not quite. Could be an angle, the angle too. See, but this is the kind of shit that you want to get right. Because, I mean, you could always half-ass it. Because that's what I realized for a while. Like, when I did my sculpts last year, it would... Like, the side views would just look like ass. Side views. But then, I mean, I was satisfied with the front views. But yeah, the side views would just look like shit. Just look like shite. Okay, let's get this fucking nose. Let's do this. Let's get that nice, bulbous nose shape. I mean, like when I think of nose, like I think of them being like this. Like in terms of like an artist, like drawing a nose or sculpting one. I definitely think of them being like this. Nope. Yep. Well, this is going to take some work. Yeah, Akira the Dawn has a lot of those kind of figures. Like I think he has Watts, McKenna. Let's see. It's so crazy. It just played the clip about how, like, Peterson is saying neuroscientists haven't made any discoveries in consciousness, and this is, I've been fucking like that literally, that entire topic I've been fixated on for the past goddamn month. So that's kind of crazy. Yeah, synchronicities, very odd. Which, I mean, again, that in itself would be another subject matter that would make for a great episode video. Dude, that's the thing is, I have I don't get how people have creative blocks. Like, there's so much information and, like, so many, especially if you're an intellectually curious kind of person. Like, there's almost too much. There's too many things that could be made into, you know, films and commentaries and montages and animations and shit. But I'm here. I'm here. And I've showed up. And I've arrived. No, let me get in Jordan Peterson mode, not New Agey mode. I actually did give out some focus shift pamphlets. Well, like, they were cards. Like these, they weren't like packet flyers, but yeah, they were kind of mini flyers, I guess, that I had. And it said "Make America Zen Again." I probably should have made like a specific one for the Peterson video I made, and I mean I made one, but by the time I had it, it was too late. But some people were receptive, but other people not as much. But demographics. But yeah, so my target demographic is my Peterson audience. All right, Bucko, you've showed up to do your sculpting, and you know, that's how you clean out your mind. But yeah, I'm gonna have at this for about an hour, and then I will come back, if not next week, the one after that, because there's, in terms of what I consider a volume, like if I sculpt, when I sculpt 10 more heads, that will be 50, and not exactly a year, a little bit longer, but almost a year. Like if I sculpt 3 heads between, no, if I sculpt 10 heads between now and June, it'll be 50 heads in 15 months. Which, you know, I mean, you could, if you really had an hour a day, or 2 hours a day, you know, you could probably sculpt, you know, an hour a day, and you could make, you know, depending on how detailed, I mean, again, how much you could really do in an hour, I mean, it depends. But you could probably make, you know, 3 to 6 heads a week if you really focused and totally kick my ass, which I want to see. Yeah, just get in there and sculpt your fucking nose. You guys know I'm a weirdo. It's okay. Yeah, if you haven't seen the Pick Up Your Suffering and Bear It video, I recommend that. I was proud of how that came out. Let's see. Nope. Nope. Go back. Go back. Thank goodness. Maybe if I like go in there, because I want to just get it decent, get it like in a very general sense, because you know it's broad strokes first, detail later. Cain and Abel. God spawned two siblings, and one was successful, the other was resentful of his success, and so he beat the shit out of him. So he beat him to death. Very powerful. If you don't think you're like that, man, you need to observe your demons, Buckle. I'm butchering the impression, but that's another Petersonism, is the story of Cain and Abel. Dominance hierarchies, dominance hierarchies, dominance hierarchies, dominance hierarchies. Yeah, I had that in the Marxism versus capitalism. See, yeah. I wonder if I have any Parkerisms. Okay. How did I do it here? Okay. Okay. Dragons. Okay. I think that makes it a little bit better. It's so weird. Like in the front view, it always looks thicker, and then in the side view, it always looks thinner. I wonder why that is. I would like to know. eventually it gets to be a very calming, repetitive process. I mean, it doesn't look bad. It just doesn't look like him. That's how they say him in the South. Him doesn't look like him. Doesn't look bad. It just doesn't look like him. I think it's just the fucking nostrils. That's all it is. It's these goddamn fucking nostrils. When in doubt, use the scrape brush. What to do? I just want to take that other one that I made and just plop it. Just plop it right, yeah, like a brush in ZBrush or something. Just plop it. Plop it, eh? Plop it. Plop it. I tried ZBrush once. It was eh. Alright, fuck it. I'm moving on to... I'll figure it out and just fuck it. Well, let me see. I know. Well, you said you were just going to move on, and then you decided, well, you're not going to move on. Precisely. Hopefully the lips are easier. Well, if you look at it away, you know, if you just like kind of squint your eyes, your artwork is a masterpiece. if you just squint your eyes, okay, none of the detail becomes relevant, and it just looks amazing. Now that looks like shit. Okay, I'll just make it look good from the side, and then I'm fucking moving on. See, and then I don't know if it looked better before. That's the question. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Oh, yep, Scholznitzen's another Petersonism. Struggling with this nose. It's okay, bucko. Struggling with the nose is an anatomical representation of the fact that you haven't live streamed in 3 months. There you go. Wonder if there's any chicks out there that are into Peterson. Well, his daughter did take over with the podcast and everything. Those are pretty good. All right. I just want to like look at this nose and not cringe. Okay. I will accept that. I will accept that. I will accept that. Okay. Wow. It only took me about, what, 20 minutes to make this fucking nose? The Mummy. But, yeah, there we go. See, the way to get to the top of the dominance hierarchy is to read all the anatomic, just all of them, all the books on the anatomy, and read those, and then replicate all of the animated characters and all of Disney history and all of your favorite video game characters, and then you will be at the top of the dominance hierarchy after you clean up your room. Okay, I'll revisit that later. In fact, Shift D, Alt G, move to the bottom layer, and this way, if I make something and it looks like shit, boom. Now that's accepting personal responsibility, bucko. That's thinking ahead. Alrighty. But yeah, I think I'll come back. I mean, I intended to come back to this in more than one session anyways. You know, that way it can really go over the detail and shit. Okay, I think his head does. Because it's like a little bit of an angle right there. I like that angle of that chin though. I like how that's shaping up. Yeah, I do not want his mouth to be more than his fucking forehead because that would not be anatomically correct. What did I do for this one? It is a little bit of a difference. That's right. Gotta get a little bit of that angle. Starting to look better already. Let's make the face thinner. Yeah, I think the essence of Peterson's philosophy is don't expect anybody else to pull you out of your state of, like, take responsibility for your state of being. And I think that's a very powerful message. But, I don't think he's like, Ayn Rand fucking libertarian or something. But just speaking very pragmatically, I think that's true though. There's got to be some point at which personal responsibility kicks in. Yeah, I'm starting to. The nose is starting to grow on me. Yeah, so we'll do chin and the mouth. That will be today's session. Like, some of these sculpts that I see, it's like people who did it for a year, but I swear it's because, and it's just amazing. But when I did 30 sculpts within 3 months, I saw a lot of progress. So I think if you probably just, that's all you did for a year, you could probably you would get some really cool results, but it's just the consistency. Let's see. Yeah, let's make the chin nice and subtle. I think that's a great idea. Just make it like so subtle. Let's see. Okay. Starting to be in the right. Okay. It's a little bit better. Still needs some work. But I don't know. It's really just about the indication of something. You can always tweak. No, not tweaking out like a crackhead. But no offense to crackheads. But you can always make adjustments down the line. Just make the indications. Broad strokes, Padawan. Broad strokes. I've just committed 50 microaggressions, and I'm okay with that. A friend of mine used to say, I'm all about the macroaggressions. But, yeah, I mean, that is how... dramatically sips water like Mark Zuckerberg. That is how Peterson came to prominence, was with all the identity politics stuff. But yeah, it's like, I don't know, shit's weird. Let's see if anybody has any questions. Yes, I'm aware. My resolution is weird, YouTube. I have actually, the screen is from like 2000. I think I was like 9 or something. So like probably 2007 or some shit like that. It's a really old fucking screen. But yeah, I use a 1400 by 900 screen. Maybe if I just pad that out. Hopefully the eyes turn out somewhat decent on this one. But yeah, usually I go in like that. Okay. Okay, let's do the lips. And then in 10 minutes. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I would be amazed if I did all that without dynamic topology. Straight up triangles. Oh, this is a shape that I like to do. See, like, I don't know really any of the anatomy names. Which, I mean, I should. But it's mostly, I'm like, okay, well, I gotta do the nose, and then I gotta do the lip shape, and then I got this shape over here, this indentation, and then there's that one over here. I wonder if I matte cap it, if it'll look like shit. Yeah, I mean, kind of. Wow. That looked kind of trippy. Like an abstract kind of painting or something. See, don't sculpt me like that. Because I don't want to look all postmodern. I don't want to look like a postmodern piece. You know, put some effort into it, bucko. Postmodern art is a resentful, miserable, resentful group of intellectuals who didn't have any talent, and so they just put together a bunch of bullshit to pass themselves off as talented when they aren't. That's the whole postmodern art movement in a nutshell. See, lips aren't that hard. Though I gotta get everything fucking proportionate. Right, I have that kind of shape right there. How can I get this to... Well, still got 9 minutes, so... I think if I move this... And I thought my second sculpt was going to surpass my other one. That's funny. Shit happens. Well, it's the thought that counts, bucko. Thank you, my imitation of Dr. Peterson. I appreciate that. But I suppose everything's a process. I mean, these aren't really tutorials, I guess. I mean, there's sessions. There's sculpting sessions. So it's just, you know, and honestly, it's because my fucking hard drive crashed. Like, it's kind of just good to have them just kind of like document progress. You know, and some of the sessions, I think, come out better than others. Like, I was really happy the way the Jocko one came out. Like, the first one, I hadn't sculpted for a while. Like the marine looking one or whatever the fuck. But, yeah. So, I mean, they're not really, like, tutorials. It's not like I'm step by step showing you how to sculpt. It's just me kind of showing how I make these. What could could you just imagine that, like, someone in a fucking, you know, After Effects tutorial just like fucking around for an hour, like not know, like, should I go in this direction or that? Like, yeah. But yeah, but honestly, but like forever, I was just afraid to sculpt a head because there is a little bit of random. I mean, there's a process of sculpting. I feel much better about the nose now. I mean, I might still tweak it. It's just the rest of the face that needs some adjusting. Well, I mean, maybe if I like cartoon and kind of stylize it. Jordan Peterson versus the SJW mob on his college campus. So glad I dropped out of college. Holy shit. Because then I get to do stuff like this all day. I mean, not quite, but almost. See, how the fuck do I get, like, that shape? Okay, you can't see it for dick, but almost, kind of. Yeah, just get in there and fucking sculpt that shit. Maybe I was being a little bit hard on myself. This is probably a good start. It's just always like... It's just, I don't know. That's just my sculpting mind. It's just, looks like shit, looks like shit, looks like shit. Keep tweaking, keep tweaking, keep tweaking, keep tweaking, keep tweaking. Maybe I should make a meme about it. It's like, just add it. There you go. And then, right, like with the nose. It's like, okay, that's I can say that's my work. See, but is his head like tilted? Is it perfectly straight? I don't think his head is perfectly straight. So that's the thing. I'm just kind of keep an eye. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect, but just kind of keeping an eye. Yeah, I feel like it's jutting out too much. How does it look in perspective? Like this other one, I thought was... Like I liked how this looked better in perspective than in ortho, which was a first for me. Okay, enough of my ADD horse shit. Okay. Well, yeah. Let's get the little indentation there. And then you add the Inflate Brush. Inflate Brush is great for lips. It's like, oh my goodness. I learned that from Kent Trammell. It was actually a female face. A femoid. See, the way you get attractive to the ladies, bucko, is you clean your room and you have a good life. And then when you've cleared yourself of resentment, you will be worthy of a beautiful partner who compliments you. And then you will have a family. But yeah, I mean, I like him, and I really do. But it in a way, it is sad that a lot of, I mean, I know, like, I had a pretty good upbringing, but a lot of, you know, fucking Zoomers and shit, like, didn't, like, get a lot of those lessons. And a lot did. But, you know, and I'm sure it even, you know, it's like a good reminder, but yeah, it's just, like, that's why we have a lot of the craziness. I mean that's why he is the dad of the internet. Cheeks. Let's get my cheeks. Get my proportions right, bucko. You know, put effort into it. And then you'll be at the top of the dominance hierarchy. And you know what that means? Free lobsters for life. I'm surprised some lobster chain hasn't tried to put him in a commercial or something. You know, get in, you know, about like dominance hierarchies or something. I forget the specific chains, but I don't know. That amazes me. That would be amazing if that happened. some like lobster chain. Some lobster. Forget the vegetables. Just eat lobster. Just a diet of pure lobster. I can make Jordan Peterson a lobster right now. Boom. Boom. Lobster. I have no clue what fucking noise that was. Okay. So now we gotta bring out discipline. The way of discipline. Oh, that's Jocko. Although he has been in Peterson has been on Jocko's show. Let's see. See, depending on the like this kind with this matte cap, it kind of looks closer. Okay. Here we go. Okay. I've led you to a semi-decent result. I'm glad. Because I do not want it to look like crap in front of the whole internet to see. Oof. Dude, imagine having him as your guidance counselor. Like, you have him as your guidance counselor and he just blows up, but he's just like one of the most famous people on the internet. I mean, that would be fucking crazy. I could imagine it for one of mine, though. One of mine was into conspiracy theories. It was very amusing. The good ones, though, not the cringy ones. Like the ones that actually are factually true. Anyways. Let me... Does that do it? Does that do what I wanted it to? I mean, kind of. It's a little bit too sharp. Pinch that shit. Pinch. Pinch those fucking cheeks. Pinch. Pinch. Yeah, there we go. Pinch. Okay. Let's see. Okay, it's close. It's close. Honestly, it's closer to the other one that I made than I thought it would be. So it's not. There's still a lot of work to do for this, but I'm gonna say that's a good first session. Let's just have a look at the perspective. Compare. Um, for you guys who are veterans, I guess, or even just anybody in general, let me go through a few matte caps. Give me some feedback on this one, actually, because I mean, it looks good as a sculpt, but I'm satisfied with this as a sculpt, and it's kind of there's definitely some resemblance. I think the main thing that's kind of bugging me is this. This is a little bit more of a like the angle is different. But if anybody has any feedback in the comments, doesn't look like we have any chats. But yeah, that concludes today's commentary. We were discussing the trans-dimensional perennial philosophy of Jordan Peterson. No, that's Huxley. We were discussing how to clean your room at a quantum level, at the quantum gravitational level of personal responsibility, using the dominance hierarchies of the lobster data, stretching back millions of years. But yeah, thank you for watching today's sculpting section. I hope to do more of these and get a little bit more going with 3D in general, some of those other projects I have in the works. Peace. World peace.